So the Hamm-tone 5-week guitar course is probably my favorite guitar building class. I think it's the best way to get into guitar making, and I put it together to help other people learn how to build guitars using methods that are a little bit more modern, but at the same time not using CNC mills, not using prefab parts. Everything's from scratch. So in the first week, what we'll do is design the kind of guitar that we want to use. We'll build the mold, unless there's a mold that I've got already. I've got about 24 molds. We'll bend the sides, and you can either use a hot pipe with this in a propane torch, or we can use the side bending machine. And we'll join the tops, the backs, we'll start inlaying the rosette, we'll make the braces and start gluing them on the soundboard, and we'll get everything started. So for the second week, what we'll do is we'll figure out what kind of bindings you want to use. Purflings, we'll get those all glued up and bend those with the side bender. We'll get the X braces glued on the top, and we'll also brace the backs. The rosettes will be in, and we'll be pretty much ready to assemble the entire box by the end of week 2. Little adjustment. Week 3 is a pretty fun and exciting time. It's because your guitar begins to look like an actual guitar. We'll scrape the bindings and prepare for finishing. Now, I like to start off with French polishing, and then after we apply the shellac as a sealer, we'll use a waterborne finish for the finish, and it's acoustically resonant, yet durable and shiny. Then we begin the necks.
Thanks. It's good. What's that? I just did that, and then
Lacquering will be gluing more, like other parts onto our neck. So for the 4th week, we're going to make the necks, and we'll start off by cutting the fingerboard. And in order to do that, you need to figure out what kind of material you want to use for the fingerboard. So we've got rosewood, ebony, there's maple, there's walnut, a huge variety of materials, even Richlite, if you want to be a little bit more environmentally conscious. We'll cut the fret slots, and then we'll have the dovetail cut. We'll end up cutting out the headstock shape. And we start off with either a blank like this, basically a board, or a larger piece of wood if you were to make a one-piece neck. Some people prefer that, and if they request that often, I'll accommodate. And then after all of that's done, we'll carve the neck, put the fingerboard and the binding together, and we'll be ready to assemble the guitar as one entire unit.
Well, I think that what I'd like to do. Jeremy, I think all I can. So the thickness of the head block is 855.
So for week 5, it's the best week because we're going to play it pretty soon. So we'll radius the fretboard with these radiusing blocks. We'll install the frets. We'll polish it out. I like to use Abralon after it's wet sanded. And we'll make the nuts and saddles. We always make them out of rough blanks. So nothing that's prefab. It's all all brand new from scratch. And we'll select the material that you're gonna build your bridge out of. And there's always a good variety of materials. We'll get the bridge glued on, we'll put the saddle in, we'll put the strings on, and we'll play it. Okay, let's change it to 281. The B, about 1 3/4 of a post length past the post. I'll have it put in place just so the nut doesn't slide around. I've had people from all over the place. In the first class I ran, I actually had a woman from Bangkok, Thailand, and she runs a guitar building business in Bangkok now, which is pretty cool. I've had people from Germany and England and all over Europe, Mexico, all over the United States, from east to west in Canada. It's been pretty neat. The social aspect, there's just a huge variety of different types of people that come here, and it's so nice to watch these different people with different backgrounds in every way help each other out.